Hey, sorry for the interruption, but we wanted to let you know that this week's episode is brought to you by Spotify for Podcasters. Really cool app. Josiah and I use it for every single show that we bring to you every week. You can edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so you can start creating as soon as you log into the platform. You can easily distribute your podcasts to Spotify and everywhere else the podcasts are heard, just like we do every single week. You can also create video podcasts on Spotify, which is really cool. And of course, you can earn money like I'm doing right now by including ads and even podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free. There's no catch. We really love it. We use it every single week. So we encourage you to go download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. All right, let's get back to the show.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Print on Demand Cast. Each week, join Travis and Josiah as they provide insight into the print on demand industry and equip you with the tools, advice, and strategy you need to achieve success and hopefully have a few laughs along the way. Now, on to this week's show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Print on Demand Cast. As always, I'm Josiah, and I am joined once again by everyone's favorite Ross, Travis Ross. Travis, how's it going, man? How's things there at Make Your Mark Design? How things been going for you guys?
It's pretty good, man. Yeah. Finally, tomorrow morning, we're getting everybody back in the same building. Everybody except for Amy was here today.
Nice.
Her son is still, it's Monday, we're recording this, and her son was still, their class, wouldn't let them, they had a COVID case or something, and so...
okay.
But tomorrow they're supposed to be back, and so we're gonna resume our strategy meetings, which I've been excited to get back to, and we've put off for like a month now. So back to kind of semi-normal, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It seems to be the going theme. Everything's kind of back to semi-normal, but not really, but as close as it can be. But we'll see what happens in a month.
Exactly.
Who knows? But it's good to hear that are you guys going to have like in my mind, you're just playing Reunited and it feels so good. I don't know if you guys have a PA system, but I feel like there needs to be some kind of celebratory happening that you guys are going to be all back in one place for the first time in 2 weeks?
Yeah, man. Well, it's like a month. Yeah, I'll cue that up on my Spotify and play it on my cell phone, and everybody will laugh. No, we'll have some celebratory breakfast donuts and then get our sticky notes out and start going to town with some planning and it'll be good. What about you guys? How's it going over there?
Things are going good, man. This time of year, always the volume comparatively, of course, to Q4 always slows down a little bit, but that's kind of to be expected in January and February, and it's a good time, like you said, to kind of vision cast, plan to ramp up, and what you're going to do to increase that volume and your client base and your customer base going into Q3 and 4. So yeah, it's going good, and just kind of laying some groundwork for some stuff that'll hopefully be very exciting for this coming year. So take advantage, folks, of the downtime. It's one of those things, don't... Was
that a specific teaser, or are you just going to leave that hanging, that you have really cool things coming? Are you... Come on, man.
Yeah.
Let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, so I think we've been in conversations with a good friend of ours to... I guess, we're trying to find ways to, one, diversify and to make ourselves different from, everybody else, all the other print shops. And mainly the way we can do that is services that we provide. So we've been in conversation to bring on somebody that is going to kind of head up a social media optimization wing service that we can offer our clients, because as you know, we work with a lot of influencers, and so to have someone that is on the team to say, hey, meet with this guy and he can help you look at how to get more traffic to the store, to your link, to your brand, to your brick and mortar store, whatever it is, this is the guy that can help you do it. So I think we're going to be launching that here in the coming months, kind of nailing down what it looks like on his end and pricing and all that kind of stuff. But I think it'll be a unique service to offer people that come to us that are looking, one, to make merch, and then two, the number one question we always get when we're talking with people is, do you have any ideas on how I should market this, or how should I blast this out, or how can I optimize my reach because I want to bring traffic into the store? And while we have experience to share with people, on past launches from other customers, we don't have anyone that we can say, hey, talk to this guy, do a consultation, and he'll help you kind of see the bigger picture, because that's not our specialty, it's his specialty. And so I think it'd be pretty fun, and it's one of those things where we birthed out of one of the conversations of what could we do differently that sets us apart, what service-wise, product-wise, and that was one of those things that came to my mind. So it should be pretty exciting to see how that can help both us and him and be mutually beneficial for sure.
I think that one of the things that our listeners can glean from this is kind of a golden nugget here is that you guys are listening to your customers, and you heard that question a lot of times, and so you decided to you discovered a pain point. And what is the number one way to sell anything? You solve somebody's problem, and that's exactly what you guys have done. So kudos to you, and guys, listeners, take note. That's if you can find a pain point and you can come up with a way to solve it, you almost always will be successful. That's just the way business works. Yeah. People have problems and they need solutions for them. That's great, man.
Yeah, 100%. So like Travis said, if you're interacting with customers or clients and that has the same complaint or same issue or same hurdle, try find a way to fix it. Be creative, exercise some ingenuity and come up with a solution. So that's kind of what we're doing. And there's other things, like there's always conversations that are had that are like, this is where it would be awesome to end up, but we need to kind of bring it back to the things we can do in the immediate to kind of pave the road for that. So, but that's one of those things that we'll be implementing hopefully here in the immediate future. So lots of exciting things happening. And speaking of exciting things happening, Travis, we have a point of interest this week. We didn't have one last week, so we had an interview. And I know the people listen for the bumper leading into the point of interest. So with that being said, we are going to go to this week's point of interest.
Point of interest. Point of interest.
All right, Travis, tell the people, what is our point of interest this week, and why does it have to do with a season that I wish would hurry up and get here so quickly?
Well, we are actually just going to kind of touch on a change in the industry. Recently, one of the print-on-demand kind of, behemoths in the industry, TeeSpring, changed their name to Spring. And this is ironic, as you kind of alluded to, because they launched with a tagline, "Spring is here." However, they announced that tagline on January 6th. Those who know anything about, the seasons of the earth know that it gets cold in January and in February. As a matter of fact, it was -9 degrees last night in Colorado. Man, and I know you're sitting in your, your studio right now, which has like a wall unit heater, and freezing your little butt off because you had to take off your coat to record.
Yes. The coat was too loud. And I'm not joking when I tell you, I was telling Travis, I was telling you before we pressed record, our Sawgrass printers fired a temperature warning like, hey, it's too cold for us to work. Yeah. And I was like, I know Sawgrass, I feel the same way. So we had to take it in and get it all thawed and defrosted, which is a funny idea when you're talking about a printer. Yeah. But anyway, okay, so I think started off, they should have maybe waited to launch it at Spring. Yeah. I feel like it would have been more, apropos. This is a small critique, a missed opportunity, but nonetheless, go ahead.
Well, this is, it's kind of along their whole strategy. They've been talking about this rebrand for a while, and in 2020, they actually had grown so much. They have their official user base or creator base, if you will, is 350,000. So there's 350,000 creators, and these creators are coming from 180 different countries. So they really took, the whole 2020 pandemic and the rush to online, by the whole country really, or the whole world really, because everybody was shut in, and so people were shopping online. They really, really prospered during that time. And I think it probably fast forwarded their plans to jump into some of this rebranding stuff. So Spring is a royalty-based sales channel. They take care of the printing. They take care of the shipping. They take care of the customer service, and they just basically pay you a royalty. That's why they call their customers creators, because they're basically just licensing your designs or your creations to then sell to the people. So there are a couple of things that are pretty cool with this rebrand. Josiah, why don't you tell us about some of them?
Yeah, so the couple cool things about this rebrand is one of them being that they can now offer digital products. Creators can offer other things besides hard merch, which is cool, which again is one of those things of like, I'm sure it was a pain point that they heard about from their partners, artists that want to sell prints, kind of like Etsy. Etsy, you can sell just a piece of art for people to buy and print out and frame themselves and do all of the heavy lifting, themselves. So I'm sure that's something that they, one, noticed that it was trending on Etsy, and two, probably heard a lot from their customers, from their creators. So yeah, they can do ebooks, photo filters, audio files, wallpapers, all kinds of digital stuff, which is going to be a new thing from a print-on-demand service that you don't see very often. Not a lot of people offer the ability to upload and sell your digital work too, which is great because you already have a design maybe that you've put on a shirt, a mug, whatever. But now you can just sell the actual file for money, for profit, and upload that. So I think that's going to be a really interesting addition to what they are offering currently.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about it really goes with kind of one of the second things that they're offering, or they're now kind of rebranding with, because you can now have a fully branded store with a custom domain. So you can use your, TravisRossPrints.com domain or whatever to then sell your stuff. And so now you not only can sell the coffee mugs and all the the T-shirts and all that other stuff that Spring already had, but you can also offer your book that you have on your own custom site. So those two things kind of they really marry well, and it allows you to do more with your personally branded site through Spring. So that was a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing that they're doing, which I think is interesting, is they teamed up with 99 Designs for an easier experience to get designs made. So now they also offer you the ability to help create the designs. Because if, let's say, you're new to the space and maybe you're not a graphics artist, maybe you can't afford to hire or hire a freelance graphic artist. Well, these guys will now help you and aid you in the process of getting the designs made to put on your shirt, mug, or just the digital version or whatever. So there's lots of stuff that they're doing to really make it a lot easier on you, the creator, to come and have a kind of all immersive, all-in-one, one-stop shop experience that you can launch your brand. And it's going to be really interesting. They're also partnering up with premium apparel supplier. Now, we don't know if this is As Color or AS Color, because there's a U in there. Mucho Color. I don't know how to pronounce it. So don't quote us on this. It's either As Color or AS Color. They're teaming up with them, which is an environmentally conscious apparel company, which is huge because I know that when I talk to clients, one of the biggest things that we talk about is, one of the questions I get, maybe not the most frequently, but a lot of question is, how can we do something that's eco-friendly? How can I do something that's either made in America, eco-friendly, something like that? Those are usually the two requests when it comes to apparel that I get from people that are looking to do a premium brand. So I've never heard of As Color. Have you heard of them? This is the first time that I've heard of them before.
I haven't. I honestly haven't. I was just, kind of looking through them, and I guess they've eliminated single-use plastic throughout their entire supply chain. That's their one of the things that they've done to be, have that environmentally conscious, label, if you will, which is really cool. So it's retail, so it's all of the retail, no single use in the retail side or in the supply chain side, which is really cool. But I haven't heard of them. They also, I mean, they are considered, I guess, I mean, I'm literally looking at this on Spring's website, so buyer beware, but they are considered a premium brand. And so, you know, who knows? I guess we'll, you know, time will tell, and so will the reviews when people start actually getting these things in their hands.
Yeah, I'm looking at the same site here, and it talks about kind of their social duties. They hold themselves responsible for the safety and treatment of every worker involved in the supply. So some of it is reduction of the environmental impact on cotton products, improving livelihoods and economics, development in cotton producing areas, improving commitment to better cotton throughout the supply chain. So they are doing a lot of things front to back to you know, make it more of an ethical and more environmentally friendly endeavor, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But like you said, I'm curious now. I kind of want to go order a sample or figure out. I want to get it in my hand and feel like I don't know if that's possible. Is it an exclusive with Spring? We'll see. But I'm interested to see what it is that they offer. And another thing that Spring is going to be doing is social media integration, which of course is huge because this is a social media world now. And so on the announcement that came out, it talked about creating a custom store. You can use your custom domains, as you said, but they call it a social store by connecting your social accounts seamlessly to our platform and let your fans shop exactly where they are. Now, I've seen some of this on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen it, but when there's, you know, watching a YouTube video, sometimes some thumbnails pop up at the bottom and you can kind of click and go directly to a TeeSpring store. But now it seems like they're going to be offering that same integration to TikTok, to all the different social media integrations, so that when you're watching a TikTok, you can see a thumbnail pop up on the video, click it, and it will take you to the store instead of you know, linking it in your bio. I've seen some things that are interesting on TikTok lately that they are a lot of links that you put on there, like Linktree. A lot of people use Linktree to, you know, just put all of their links in one spot. TikTok is giving a warning saying, hey, this might not be secure. Hey, you might not want to continue. So you have to click additionally to go through to the Linktree, which can deter some people. Like, hey, I don't know if this isn't safe, I'm getting out of there. So even though it is, right? So having it embedded in your video, or having the ability to have people click from what they're already watching, is a huge advantage. And kind of a game changer, really. So people don't have to click out of the video. It's just right there embedded. So I think that's a pretty crazy cool innovation. If I do say so myself. Yeah,
I mean, they really are kind of going all in with this. It's not just a name rebrand. It really is I mean, they're doing a lot of things. They're adding a lot of features that you know, their customers have been talking about. And so kudos to Spring. They've done a really, really good job. I'm actually not, you know, full disclosure, I'm not on Spring. I know a lot of people who are. You know, my only royalty-based, you know, apparel or merch accounts is Merch by Amazon. And that's my only experience with these. I'm not on Redbubble. I'm not on TeeSpring. I'm not on TeePublic. I'm not on, you know, all of these other sites. But we will be having on some people that are kind of a little bit better, you know, they're experts in some of this stuff. So if that's you, if you're doing more of the royalty based, you know, stay tuned. We're going to get I've already got some guests. We were talking about them before we press record today. You know, we've got them lined up. It's just a matter of getting them in here and we can talk some of this stuff. But it is part of the P.O.D. world. It's part of the print-on-demand world, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to kind of use this as our point of interest for this week.
Yeah, for sure. And one last thing I'll say that we don't have in the show notes, but I did read on the announcement there that they're also implementing strategic partner managers. So basically a creator manager team will be available for the user to help with any questions, any doubts they might have, and to help them set goals, to plan, execute, and monitor all product launches. So these guys really are going all in on being that immersive one-stop shop. Hey, we're even here to help you, which is a very unique thing because, you know, Printful, a lot of these big guys, they don't offer that, but these guys look like they're very much going to start in that kind of more partnership vein. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm interested to see what all comes of it, and how the launch goes, and just kind of seeing how this integration works, because I know, just being in the industry myself and being someone that works with a lot of influencers as well, I'm very interested to see how this integration goes with the social media aspect. It's going to be an interesting ride. So with that, folks, just know spring is coming, whether it's the company or the season. They both need to get here quicker. So with that, we will transition to this episode's main event.
It's the main event. It's the main event. Oh, it's the main event. It's the main event.
All right, Travis, the name of this episode is 7 P.O.D. Trends for 2021. In your opinion, and we've covered this a lot, we talked a lot about it in previous episodes, kind of even the year-end episodes at the end of 2020. But where do you think the P.O.D. industry, easy for me to say, is headed in 2021?
Yeah, I think, we didn't necessarily plan to have that point of interest for, paired with this main event.
Sure.
It wasn't like a strategic thing, but as we were just recording that point of interest, Spring really kind of has their thumb on the pulse of the industry. And I think some of the things that we literally just talked about are foreshadowing, some of the points that we're about to make even. But even beyond that, just where this industry is headed. There's new sellers signing up every day, and some of those sellers are going to, they're going to be hobbyists, and they're going to sell a few things and maybe not continue beyond 6 months to a year. Some are going to be more serious; they're going to take it more seriously, and then some are going to freaking kill it, and they have great business acumen, and they're going to really kind of find their sweet spot, and they're going to have tunnel vision for their goals and all of that stuff, and so I just know that the print-on-demand industry, while I will still say it's in its infancy, it's definitely growing up fast, and there's a lot of people coming into this. They're hearing about it, and customers are hearing about it, and they're realizing that they can get these things, from small businesses. There's a benefit, in this kind of everybody wants to help the small business because they had such a hard time in COVID and all of that. Right. And they can help these small businesses. And then beyond that, they can also get things that are customized and personalized for them. I mean, there's just so many advantages to print on demand. There's just no way that we're not still on the uptick as an industry.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would have to 100% agree with that. I know you and I talked about a lot, or we mentioned a lot. Well, it's still, in its kind of infancy stages, like you said. But I think one thing that's also contributed to the uptick is the social media influencer viral sensation that is kind of everyone's trying to have a TikTok hit or get all the views or make income from the TikTok to YouTube. I follow a girl who during the pandemic started writing original songs, posting them on TikTok, and she started writing kind of parodies of songs. Like she would record Stacy's mom, but from the viewpoint of the mom in Stacy's mom, and she rewrote the song. It was hilarious. And it was great. That girl, because she put herself out there, just landed a record deal with Atlantic Records, specifically from TikTok. And so she gets a merch deal. She has her website. She's releasing music videos. And so everybody now, I think, is, especially in the Gen Z, is wanting to go viral and wanting to monetize. Right. And print on demand, as we've mentioned before, is a perfect marriage for that business model of wanting to monetize. Right. So here's some things and ideas for you to consider. You, the listener, the seller of Print on Demand Cast, some things for you to consider. Smart sellers will diversify product offerings. Yep. So you have your evergreen products, your T-shirts, mugs, hoodies, phone cases, stuff like that. But Travis, when you think diversified products, what are some things that come to your mind right off the top of things that people should be thinking about that they probably aren't, but would be a great way to diversify what they're offering through their channels?
Right. We've talked about a lot of different products that people can offer that maybe they hadn't thought of before. You know, from sublimation to laser to DTG to all of those different things. I think the best thing you can do with product diversification is look at your current product lines and add some products. You know, I mean, that's really profound, right? But I mean,
it's pretty simple.
If you,
I think I can handle it,
right? Yeah. I mean, if you're just selling T-shirts, why aren't you also selling mugs? If you're just selling, T-shirts and mugs, why aren't you selling, home decor items, a wall sign? Why aren't you selling a puzzle? Yeah. Why aren't you selling, so there's home decor is going to continue to grow. I mean, you've talked about it. You guys have had a lot of success with that, but not only, so people are coming online to buy things to make their homes nicer, but they're also coming online to decorate their offices. And so I think that right there, office decor is maybe an underserved niche in the print-on-demand space. So that's an idea. But, I mean, the bottom line is whatever you're selling, continue to diversify and even sell more. Continue to diversify. Set a goal for yourself that every 3 months, every 1 month, every 6 months, whatever that time frame is, I'm going to launch a new product. In other words, I'm going to take my existing designs or maybe take my designs and tweak them a little bit to where they fit better with the new product. And I'm going to offer a new product. I'm going to find a supplier, or I'm going to create a new SOP for my internal printing methods or whatever it is. And I'm going to offer a new product every single time. What else do you think can help people diversify, Josiah? Hey,
you're back.
I'm back. I finished my thing, so we could pick it up. I think my Wi-Fi dropped, honestly. I mean, I finished my thing on my track. So, and I basically handed it back to you, and I said something like, doing do it 1 month or 2 months or however long, and just add another product, put your stuff on. And then I said, what other things can you think of that people would want to diversify their product offerings with, Josiah? And then I just stopped, and then I realized it had dropped. So we can hit a clap. And then you can just answer that, and we'll cut it there. Oh, okay, it says I have frozen. Oh, you just said that. Okay, never mind. Here, clap again.
That's a good point, Travis. You talk about sell more, and we've talked about before, maximize your assets. You already have the designs. Put them on other things.
Right.
You might as well just do it. Mm-hmm. Office decor is a great thing. I know, you have mouse pads that you can do, just freaking water bottles. People want a cool water bottle, the coffee mugs, all that stuff that might be incorporated in what your office decor would look like. You can offer, paintings, canvas, sublimatable canvas painting. If the channel you're using offers that, put a design on there. Make it work for you. Yeah, and it's totally possible. And so not only do you want to diversify your products, you also want to diversify the selling channels that you're on. So if you're on Amazon, why aren't you on Etsy or Walmart? Because omni-channel shopping will always continue to grow. Price comparing, going to multiple places to find what you want. It's like when you're looking for an airline ticket, or me, I know when I go for a rent-a-car, when I'm going somewhere, I'll look at every rent-a-car site that is possibly known to man to find the cheapest price for the car that I'm trying to get for that trip. Travis, what comes to mind, diversifying on new channels? I know we talked about, getting your designs on more products. We'll get those products on more platforms as well.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're only doing royalty-based stuff, you're just doing merch by Amazon or Spring or whatever, what about selling these products yourselves? Getting that Etsy account going and tying it to a production partner. What about, if you're already doing that, what about actually finally opening up that Amazon Seller Central account that you've been talking about doing forever? And being able to have the ability to potentially send some of these products into FBA, Fulfilled by Amazon. That's a huge benefit, particularly in Q4. I mean, you can sell 2 to 3 times as many mugs or shirts or signs or whatever the thing is, if it has that little Prime badge on the website and it's being fulfilled by Amazon versus coming out of your uncle's garage that happens to have a mug press or whatever. You're just going to sell more. So I mean, there's a benefit there, or maybe even Walmart. Wish.com, Google Shopping. Yep. I mean, the list goes on and on. And if like when I think about myself, I think, what about for me? What does that mean? Should I be looking at TeeSpring? Should I be looking at, Spring? Sure. Should I be looking at continuing to grow my Merch by Amazon accounts, Redbubble, all that stuff? Yeah. I mean, at some point you have to decide what is a shiny object to you. There may be people out there that all you want to do is royalty based, and you have a good reason for that because you do not want to do customer service. You are a good designer, and that's what you're going to do. Well, there's still royalty based sites out there that I bet you're not on. You know what I mean? So you can still diversify into new channels. Spring, start offering your art just as a digital download, like we talked about in the point of interest.
Totally.
And then on the other side of it, perhaps you're like, I don't really want to do the merch, the royalty-based stuff, because I've really entrenched myself in the actual physical product side of things, and I don't have time for that merch, the royalty-based stuff. There's still channels out there, Shopify. Getting on social media and trying to, do some of the integrations with, Instagram and TikTok and some of that stuff into a Shopify channel. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity there to diversify onto your new channels. The question really boils down to, where are you expanding to now? And if you're not expanding, if your business isn't expanding, it's shrinking. I mean, there's only two directions your business can go.
I think that there's this tendency though too, and like, well, all right, well, I got my Amazon seller account launched and I'm selling on it, and there's this tendency to kind of rest, kind of plateau, like, okay, now I've done it. But the reality is you need to keep moving, because what if Amazon, for whatever reason, bans your account, or there's an IP claim, then guess what? Amazon's gone, and you haven't diversified to Walmart, Etsy, Wish, that kind of stuff. Another platform that we've expanded to recently is Wayfair, and Wayfair does really well. We do a lot of pillow covers and home decor stuff on Wayfair, and it does really, really, really well.
Awesome.
And so that's another platform to look into. I know the onboarding process is pretty involved, but it's a good thing because that also weeds out the people who aren't going to do well, so the saturation is a lot less because their onboarding process is pretty thorough.
It's the Walmart thing. I mean, that's the same thing. People don't want to get on Walmart because it's so hard. Well, cry me a river. You either want to be in this business or you don't. And I know that's harsh. I get that. Well, and maybe if you're just starting out, it's probably not the best bet to make your first channel Wayfair or make your first channel Walmart. But at the same time, if you've been in this game for a while and you're resisting because you're anticipating pain, that pain should be the exact reason you go after that thing. That should be the telltale sign that there's opportunity on the other side of that pain.
The juice is worth the squeeze.
That's right.
So you got to go through it, and you said there's two directions your business can go. I would contend maybe there's 3. You can go backwards, forwards, or you can be stagnant. The stagnant and going backwards isn't going to do you any good, so you always have to be pressing forward and looking for that new thing, because things are changing so incredibly fast in this industry. And speaking of changing incredibly fast, social media. There's been like 6 social media platforms that have dropped in the last year that I still don't understand how you use them. MeWe, Telegram. I've gotten into Clubhouse a little bit. I've listened to some chats. I've kind of gotten the idea of what Clubhouse is. I actually really like it.
It's awesome. I love it.
I look forward to hosting a print-on-demand cast Clubhouse and having some good conversation in real time with people.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really fun. But social media is just, I mean, if you're not taking advantage of social media in some way to grow your business or to drive traffic to your store or grow your print-on-demand business or your print shop, you're behind the eight ball. More than just Facebook even. You know, TikTok is becoming a huge way to market product for an influencer or even for a business. They have an entire different course to how you can sign up your business for TikTok and start placing ads in people's feeds, basically, which is huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge opportunity. You just have to be, I mean, if you are wanting to sell a shirt and you make a funny video wearing that shirt and it goes viral, it gets lots of hits, and you provide someone with a link on where to buy that shirt, it's just great marketing, and it's authenticity too, because you're just wearing it while you're doing something that's funny, or a funny video or what have you. But social media, Travis, is definitely the way to go to market.
Yeah, and that is our. You said it. It's our third trend that where Pod's going. It's going to continue to grow. I mean, just TikTok. I mean, I know you said it, but it's not even close to saturated yet, particularly with advertising and things like that. There's so many things you can do with social media. I was actually in a Clubhouse room and we were just talking about this today, and they were talking about how, Facebook ads can cost a ton, but it doesn't cost anything to just turn on your camera and start talking to your camera. Start talking to people about, hey, this is what I do. I want to let you know. And then taking videos of your facility or taking videos of your computer screen while you're ordering a particular product or something or whatever.
Sure.
And just, being authentic with who you are and what you do will start growing a following. That's what people want with social media. They want authenticity. And then when you give them that authenticity, when they think about the thing that they need, they're coming to you. They're going to remember, oh yeah, I think Josiah, he's got that What For Apparel company that they do shirts and they do, I don't know what else they do, but I know they do some stuff. So I'm going to ask them about printing my band T-shirts for this concert that we're doing. You know what I mean? So that's the type of marketing that you don't have to pay for. It's beautiful.
Exactly.
And social media is not going anywhere. It's going to continue to grow and it's going to continue to grow in the way it's used for print on demand. And I think that's the key that we really want our listeners to take to heart. Don't sleep on using social media for your print on demand business.
Yep. And I think one of the reasons, social media, especially TikTok, isn't really saturated yet is a lot of people don't understand it and haven't taken the time to learn it and figure out how it can be advantageous to you.
Right.
But once you get the hang of it and kind of what the vibe is on the platform, you can definitely use it to drive traffic to whatever it is that you're trying to produce. And like Travis said, authenticity is the way to go. I think it's Gary Vee. People always ask Gary Vee, I want to start vlogging my life. What should I do? I want to start documenting a journey. What do I do? And Gary Vee's number one answer every time is just press record. Yeah. So it's really important just to take action, right? So social media is a huge deal, and like you said, it's not going to go anywhere. It's only going to get more advanced and more involved. And Travis, the fourth thing I would say is shipping times. I think shipping times are going to be more of a focal point for customers because, again, we've talked about how Amazon has created this entitled culture of I get my stuff in 2 days. So when you're talking about shipping times, what's some stuff to consider in that realm?
Yeah, I think consider adding free shipping. If you haven't already, of course. I think that people value free shipping, even though in our brains we realize that it's not really free. It's not. Sure. I mean, we're paying for it in the price.
It's coming from somewhere.
It's coming for someone is paying for that, and it's likely, not the kind-hearted vendor. But for whatever reason, when I see free shipping and when the consumer sees free shipping, there's something that, about that word free, that there's a psychological response that I will normally choose, even if it's the same exact cost, I'll normally choose the free shipping option over the one that, I'll choose the $20 one over the $15 plus $5 shipping. It's just kind of ingrained into me. It's the same exact thing. Yeah, it's the same price. It's the same product, whatever. But for whatever reason, that word free gets me every time. So consider doing that. And if you need to raise your price, well, of course you're going to need to raise your prices. Just figure out a good way that, you can maintain good margins, but offer that free shipping. And then and when you do that, the cool thing is that you can add additional options for faster shipping. And so, hey, we'll, up this. So here's the thing. So for me, since I have my own fulfillment center and I sell most of my things free shipping, when I do a priority shipping option for somebody, I don't have to charge them the full amount that priority mail or, a faster shipping option would be, because I'm already getting some shipping dollars from just the normal price. So let's say I sell a mug for $19.99. It's going to cost me $5 to $5.50 first class shipping. And now all of a sudden I say, if you want it in 3 days, with priority mail guaranteed. I say guaranteed with air quotes because we're just coming out of 2020. But if I say guaranteed, I've already got $5 baked into the price at $19.99. So I don't need to charge, $10 more. I can charge another $5 and I still cover my shipping, and there's no money out of my pocket. And the customer gets, a little bit of a discount in their mind on a priority shipped item. So those are some strategies you can kind of play around with and see what works best for you. I mean, the other thing, you can do is you can charge, $9.99 for expedited shipping, and you're actually just taking the profit. Is that ethical? Well, we'll leave that up to you. But I mean, it's something you can do. So those are some options.
Yeah, absolutely. Another number 5, trending products will be launched faster and faster. And I think we saw this as recently as the inauguration when Bernie Sanders was sitting in his seat with those mittens. And within 15 to 20, half an hour, I don't know how long it was, but it wasn't long, that you started to see not only the memes, but then the merch on shirts and mugs, and I'm smitten with you Valentine's graphics with Bernie Sanders and the mittens, and it's incredible how quick this is starting to happen. And so I think trend spotting will continue to be key in 2021, and those who act on it the fastest are going to benefit from capitalizing on it.
Yeah, totally. And so how do you capitalize on trends in a quick way, in a fast way, but still with quality? And I think the answer to that is, really dialing in those systems. And we've talked about this a lot, and we'll continue to, because SOPs, standing operating procedures, are the lifeblood of a thriving business that can potentially even become sellable in the future. You're never going to sell your business if you don't have SOPs. And I'm not saying, that's your goal, whatever. That's a whole nother podcast about exit strategies. But keeping that option open is a pretty dang good idea. Not only for that reason, but also for the reason that we're talking about here is, being able to dial in your processes to where you can go from identifying the trend to designing the trend to uploading the trend within a 24-hour period or less, or maybe 48 or whatever it is. The quicker you can get that product up, a quality product, in front of people, tweet it out, share it on your Instagram, list it on Amazon, whatever the thing is. The ones that are there first will get the most traction. and then they'll get the most algorithm love from whatever channel they're on, if it's Etsy or Amazon or Walmart or whatever. And then that's going to propel them, even if there's another 10,000 of the same type of product that comes along because it was a trend. The ones that are first, they're going to continue. Yeah. They're going to continue to get the algorithm love and benefit with sales. That's just how it goes.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And it's something that I've noticed even as this last week with the impeachment trial coming to an end and the acquittal, the number of back-to-back impeachment champ shirts I saw on Facebook and Etsy. And I mean, it was everywhere, and it's quick. And I'm finding myself, like you said, trying to figure out those systems of, okay, how do I need to activate Google Trends, and what are the things I want to keep an eye on, and when something hits, what can I do, and having the designers, be right there, or having a VA mining that data for you. There's lots of different ways you can get it done, so that the turnaround time is so fast. But like you said, the early bird gets the worm, and that's just the nature of the beast. So
totally
be thinking and considering how to capitalize on trends, because it's one of the best ways to grow your volume and your customer base is to always be one of the first out the gate with something that is, apropos for the current trend or culture or whatever's happening. So, number 6.
Quick story before you go to that. You remember several years ago the eclipse. You remember, and it was all the rage. I knew someone that got an early eclipse shirt up on Merch by Amazon, and I think that person did like $40,000 the month before the eclipse. And it was because they had put it up way back when, and it had enough time to kind of gain traction until that was one of the ones that was ranking really high. And everybody needed an eclipse shirt during that time.
Oh, yeah.
And so
I know I did.
Yeah. I mean, so that's the idea here. There's people that are just killing it with trend spotting, and being able to quickly turn that is going to definitely it's just going to put you in a place to be successful and make a lot of money.
Yep, 100%. So moving on to number 6, something else that's a trend that will continue to grow is custom and or personalized products.
Yep.
I don't think that there is a cap on this.
Nope.
I think it's going to grow exponentially.
Yep.
And so there's some things that you need to be aware of. Of course, we know that Etsy, is kind of the place where everyone thinks for custom, but a lot of different places, Amazon, custom, a lot of different places are offering the opportunity to offer custom products. We even read that in Spring's announcement. So we talked about standard operating procedures. An SOP you need to have in place is for how to track those custom orders and how to have people submit those custom orders on your site, because there's nothing more frustrating, I know, for us when we get a custom order in and there's the art's not attached, or the designer didn't, or the seller didn't give us the art that was supposed to go with it. And so having those systems in place now definitely alleviates that stress. And Travis, for you guys, I know you guys talk a lot about Order Desk. Again, we talk about Order Desk in that flow. So what is the process for you guys when you get a custom order, and how does Order Desk kind of help that process out?
Yeah, so on Order Desk, you'll as a customer or a client, you'll have your own store, which you can then tie your integrations to. So if you sell on Etsy or Walmart or Amazon or whatever, you tie your integrations to the store, and then every order that comes in has kind of basically treated individually. And so if you have like static items, you can upload a spreadsheet that ties your SKU to the design file, and then it'll automatically populate with the design file for that order. But if it's a custom order, you can basically go in as the client, or as as one of our clients. They can go in, they can like upload the art. So basically they get the art and it says, they need to put the name Annie on it or whatever. And they open it up in Photoshop, they change out the name, they pop it back, they save it as a PNG, and then upload it to Order Desk, and then it alerts us and then they move it to a new folder that says it's ready to print, and then the art is there, and then we print it with the new art. So it's a really, it's a great, integration. You got to, but you got to do that kind of fast, or you need to have somebody do that for you fast. So, you know,
Sure.
in my opinion, one of the best ways is to use a VA that can come in every night and look at all your custom orders, you know, fire up the Photoshop and get them all done.
Sure.
And then in the morning, you know, you're there. It's all ready for you to print, and, you know, it's all in your system.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think custom, like you said, it's not going anywhere. And I think part of the trend for print on demand 2021 and beyond is going to be new processes, new machines even that can do custom on different products, on things that we're not even thinking. You know, even Barbara back in episode 23 when we talked about Walmart, she's doing custom on Walmart. And so she's like, you know, selling products maybe, and she's got an engraver, so she's, you know, engraving somebody's name on a piece of metal or a piece of plastic or whatever it is, whatever the product is. So she's probably, and, you know, I mean, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but she's sourcing regular products that maybe you haven't thought of, you know, in a print-on-demand environment. It's not a coffee mug. It's not a T-shirt. You know, it's a toy or something, you know, or something like that. And then she's putting a name on it or something, you know, and advertising it as a custom product. And even on Walmart, she's doing that. So don't sleep on custom. It is coming for blood. Not really, but it's coming.
It's here. It's coming. It's going to grow.
It's here to stay, for sure.
I think the tendency in the beginning was like, oh, that's just an Etsy thing, because that was kind of Etsy's niche at the beginning. You know, what was the custom thing, and so it was easy to dismiss when Etsy first launched, and you realized, whatever. But the demand, people want something unique, and custom's huge, and for gifts and for every occasion. Yeah, custom is huge. So do not sleep on customization. Right. Number 7, saturation will increase on basic products. Yep. Everyone's going to offer T-shirts. Everyone's going to offer coffee mugs. Those things are going to be offered until the internet dies, which I don't know if that'll ever happen.
Or we stop drinking coffee, or stop wearing T-shirts.
Yes. Yeah, if there's this movement to abolish T-shirts and coffee mugs, then and only then will they stop being offered on print-on-demand sites or sites in general. So one thing that you need to make sure of is that your designs are quality. Yep. You can have a VA who does fantastic work. You can find VAs for very, very, very reasonably priced hourly wages that can, and you'll find super skilled people, and you will be able to create really crisp, professional, unique designs. Because the only thing that differentiates you from the other people out there is design quality. You're probably printing on the same shirt. You're on the same platform. It's the same color. But the only thing that can differentiate you is design quality.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously price. But who wants to cut into their margins?
Sure. Yeah, exactly. But especially if it's a royalty-based thing, you got to keep those margins as high as you can.
Exactly. Saturation happens in every industry, and it's happening. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons that me and we got out of the arbitrage game, because more and more people were coming into, sell products that they found at the Walmart or the Sam's Club or the whatever. And it just was getting more and more saturated. So, maybe when I started, there were, 5 or 10 people selling the same product. By the time I got out, it was 20 to 30 people selling the same product.
And some of those people didn't care about margins. Yeah. They would just drive the price down
exactly
to win the buy box because it makes no logical sense, but they did it anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, at least in print on demand, you for most of the time you own your own buy box because you're the only one, selling that thing. But there are 5,000 other coffee mugs that also say world's greatest nurse or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's only your price, of course, which is up to you what you want to charge, but it's only that and the actual quality of your design that's going to differentiate you from others, unless you go back to number 6 and you take heed to number 6, which is customized products. and just do custom stuff. I mean, not just do, but you could add that world's greatest nurse and then put a name at the bottom. All of a sudden you have something that those 6,000 other sellers don't have, or maybe fewer of them have, and maybe your font is better, but if you pair a good design with the ability to customize it, you have a much, much greater chance of getting the sale.
Yeah. So, like you said, everyone has the world's greatest nurse, but not everyone has the world's greatest nurse with the picture of the person that they think the world's greatest nurse is on the cup or what have you.
Right.
It's all about that customization game. So, again, don't sleep on number 6, which is customization.
Right.
So I think that is the end of the 7 trends, and we're going to recap them here for you. First of all, of course, diversify your product offerings. Diversify the channels that you sell on. Don't sleep on social media. It will continue to grow. Continue to leverage it to the best of your ability. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Shipping times will become more of a focal point for your customers. Consider offering free shipping or expedited shipping. Number 5, trending products will be launched faster and faster. Number 6, custom products will continue to grow exponentially. And number 7, saturation will increase on basic products. So, Travis, having recapped, what are your any final thoughts on this particular topic before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think the whole point of this whole, main event really was just to get people thinking about where print on demand is going. And you may have an 8th one or a 9th one or whatever, or you may even disagree with some of these. But the point is, you need to know where things are going so your business can grow and and move and pivot with a pivot. There it is.
Pivot.
Here we go. Pivot. Pivot. Pivot.
You need to be able to pivot with the industry and follow those trends as P.O.D. grows and and the industry grows and the industry changes and transforms because it'll never stay the same. And that's, maybe not something I realized when I first started in business, with arbitrage and all of that. I didn't, I thought, man, this is great. This is going to be great forever. Well, it wasn't, and it's caused me to pivot in different ways. And so I think that this whole list really is is kind of brain food. As we're still in that kind of slower time, Valentine's Day has passed. It's really a good idea to dig into what your plans are. If you haven't already, get out, some paper and pencil or, open up a Word document or whatever and really think through some of these things and see where you want to go with your business. It will only produce good things if you take the time to plan. What is it? It's failure to plan is planning to fail. So don't do that. That's really all I got, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, folks, if you have, like Travis said, an 8th or a 9th trend or idea, you can always reach out to us at info@printondemandcast. You can go to printondemandcast.com, find the podcast. Also, there is a new group on Facebook for all of you beautiful people that are partaking in the Print on Demand cast each and every week. It's a platform for discussion, ask questions, give advice. We are there for you, and we want to be sure that you are aware that it is now available. It's facebook.com/groups/print-on-demand-cast. Again, that's facebook.com/groups/print-on-demand-cast. We want you guys to come and be involved and engage with us in that conversation. We're looking to build a community of fellow entrepreneurs, print-on-demand sellers, drop shippers, what have you. Whatever level of print-on-demand you're in, business and industry-wise, you are welcome. Please come and join this group. We would love to have you. So again, that's facebook.com/group/print-on-demand-cast. You can also, of course, go, like I said, printondemandcast.com. Reach out to us. Let us know if you have any other questions. Let us know if you have any other tips. We'd love to hear from you guys. Again, we're available on all podcast platforms. Be sure to subscribe and rate on iTunes if you can as well. It'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. But until next time, folks, I'm Josiah. For Travis, I'm Josiah, and we'll see you next time right here on the Print on Demand Cast.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Print on Demand Cast. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you've got a question or a suggestion for the show, send Travis and Josiah an email at info@printondemandcast.com. Take a minute to rate and review the show on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast. And don't forget to subscribe now so you don't miss next week's episode. See you next week.